So, surprise, surprise, they didn't call. No one called. I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised at all I didn't get a call. It just never ends. It never ends. It never ends. Out walking Omar this morning, and I actually was approaching that friend of my mom's, the one who a few days ago was like, you know, told me you gotta call your mom, whatever. Well, as I was approaching her, I could see the look on her face, and before I could even say anything, did you call your mother? Your mother called me last night, ranting and raving. She was wild and da-da-da-da-da. Why didn't you call? Oh, my God. Listen, Sandra. No, I didn't call my mother. She's accusing me that she's like, you're not my friend, and why didn't you have Laura call me? Listen, I did not call her. But a mutual friend called her, okay? And she's not doing good. My mom's not doing good. And she thinks that I am her savior. She thinks I can save her. And then I explained to Sandra, I don't even know if I'm allowed. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk to my mother. And I told Sandra about the restraining order. You know what I mean? That my aunt tried to force my mom to get a restraining order against me. That my friend and I called the court that there's no paperwork that we know, but the nurse said there was paperwork, so it must be the healthcare proxy. Oh, there was another neighbor there too. I don't care. Like I said, I'm only telling the fucking truth, okay? I'm only telling the truth. So, you know, I'm telling the truth. That's all I'm doing. You know, it's like... So then I called the hospital like Selena's been telling me to do. And the nurse couldn't tell me anything. I just want to know, is it down in the paperwork that I can't talk to my mom or visit her or whatnot? I really want to know if I can visit her, okay? Oh, I don't know. I'll have a social worker contact you. Do you think a social worker contacted me? Of course not. Because if it's down in the paperwork, there's no release. My mom deemed incompetent. She can't sign any release. Because I said to the woman, I said, I know because of the HIPAA you can't tell me anything, so I'll tell you what I know. That my mom told our mutual friend, Selena, that she'd had another seizure. I know that she thinks you're poisoning her food. I know that she has probably been deemed incompetent, in which case the healthcare proxy must be the paperwork the nurse was referring to, because there's no other paperwork that there could be. There's no guardianship conservatorship, okay? So it has to be just the healthcare proxy. But I said to Sandra, and I said also to the nurse, you know, that if it's a healthcare proxy and my aunt has the power to say that I'm detrimental to my mom's health, okay? But I told that nurse, I'm like, you know, my mom is calling up this 80-something-year-old woman who her daughter died not that long ago, and she has this woman has health problems, and my mom's ranting and raving, and I told the nurse, I'm like, I'm not going to blame you or anything. I just want to know. Oh, I'll have a social worker call you. Think anyone called me? Of course not. Like Selena said, this is one big, never-ending clusterfuck, okay? And yeah, you're damn straight. I told the neighbor and this woman. This woman will never side with my aunt. This woman lost her daughter recently. This woman knows my mom wants to talk to me. But I can try. I have a feeling that maybe I can talk to her on the phone. I gave the woman my phone number. I said, next time, why don't you have my mom call me? I said, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk to my mother. I don't know if I'm allowed to visit her. I said, she was telling our friend she wants me to come there and get her out. I don't have the power to do that. I'm garbage when it comes to my own mother. I don't have any power at all. I don't have any more power over anything than you do, or than you do. I pointed to the neighbor. I know her. And what this woman, Sandra, says to her is Sandra's business. You know what I mean? Because Sandra knows this whole situation, and nobody's going to be any too happy if my mom, who wants to see me, is not allowed to. Period. No, you know, her friend, that the woman is going to be sickened. But whatever, Auntie does whatever Auntie wants to do, and we already know that. We've already established that. What I'm saying is, I'm just pointing out what Selena repeatedly says. It's just a clusterfuck. Now my mom is calling this friend because my mom wants me to come there and get her out of there, and I don't have the power to do that. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk to her. I could try, and we'll see what happens. But I wanted to just visit her, because when you talk to her on the phone, if they're monitoring the calls, they don't know you're not saying X, Y, and Z to her. You could be saying nothing, and she's upsetting herself. And then, you know, so that's where we stand. The woman was like, well, did you call your mother? Your mother was wild last night. She was calling me, ranting and raving that why I'm a bad friend. I said, we called her immediately. I didn't call her, but a mutual friend did. It was a buffer so we could find out what was going on with, you know. And even the mutual friend said I should wait to call, so I'll try. That's all I can do is try. But knowing Auntie, I'm not allowed at all. My mom's allowed no contact with me, knowing my aunt. So we'll see.